Well, tropical cyclone Seroja has made landfall in Western Australia as a Category 3 system, bringing destructive winds and heavy rain. The storm is rolling over the Midwest region, an area that hasn't seen a cyclone in more than 2 decades. Our reporter Emily Evans and Chief Meteorologist Tom Saunders have been covering this developing weather event, and they join me now live. We'll start with Emily, who's in Geraldton. And Emily, there's already been significant damage from this system.
That's right. I've been told that some buildings and structures in Kalbarri, which is about an hour north of where I am in Geraldton, have been left damaged by Tropical Cyclone Seroja when it crossed the coast as a Category 3 system. I also understand that power is down not only in that tourist town, but also here in Geraldton. It's out pretty much everywhere, and phone service as well is also out in Kalbarri at the moment. Tropical Cyclone Seroja crossed the coast as a Category 3 system. We saw the eye of the storm cross over Geraldton here about an hour ago, but the wind and the rain has since picked back up. Gusts of up to 170 kilometres an hour were recorded in Kalbarri. Here we've seen gusts of more than 120 kilometres an hour at Geraldton Airport. Now, this region is just not used to cyclones. They usually don't come this far down south. In fact, the last time that this area saw a cyclone was 22 years ago, and it was a Category 1 system. This was a Category 3, so it was much more severe. We're currently in a red alert, and we're expected to remain in that warning level until at least tomorrow morning. Authorities want people to stay inside until the all clear is given.
The advice is very clear. In these red alert areas, you cannot move. Do not leave your buildings, do not drive your vehicles, do not operate your businesses.
Stay inside. It is imperative that you stay inside tonight in that red alert area. Don't even think about coming out until tomorrow.
Authorities won't be able to assess the damage until first light. Aerial crews and urban search and rescue crews will head out into the Midwest region to see just how extensive the damage is going to be. The true impact of Tropical Cyclone Seroja, though, won't be known until first light.
Emily, thank you for the update live there from Geraldton, and do stay safe this evening. Now, let's go live to Chief Meteorologist Tom Saunders for a detailed look at the forecast. And Tom, just exactly where and when did severe tropical cyclone Seroja make landfall?
Christy, good evening to you. Well, it hit the coast between about 7 and 8 p.m. just to the south of Kalbarri, and then it took a slight right-hand turn heading towards Geraldton. So we almost saw the centre of the eye moving directly over the city of Geraldton. Right now, though, it's more than 50 kilometres east of Geraldton. So the worst is now behind Geraldton. It is moving further inland. It's just been downgraded to a Category 2 system with maximum gusts 140 kilometres per hour. So that's good news. It's moving inland and it's now starting to weaken. That was the satellite today as the system was moving towards the west coast, but the radar tell us exactly where it hit the coast. There's the circulation. That's Kalbarri. So moving, you can see just inland, and it's now east of Geraldton. There's the eye. We can make it on the radar. There we go. Now, the worst of the weather is where we see that darker echo. That's where you have the strongest winds and the heaviest rain. That's now heading towards the inland parts of the Midwest around the Wheatbelt district. Maximum wind gusts that we've seen, 120 kilometres per hour at Geraldton, 107 at Carnarvon. Kalbarri does not have a weather station. If they did, probably would have had gusts closer to about 170 kilometres per hour. But there's our cyclone warning. It's been cancelled north of Shark Bay. Still a warning for the west coast, and Christie extending a long way inland.
And Tom, as we can see, the system is tracking further inland. So how much longer can we expect the severe weather on the west coast?
Well, it's moving at over 50 kilometres per hour, and it's only a small cyclone, which means on the west coast, we're only going to see another half an hour to an hour of strong winds and heavy rain, and then it will all rapidly ease. But under the path through the central Wheatbelt, we're still looking at destructive gusts close to 150 kilometres per hour. Flash flooding's possible, but not that likely because it's moving too quickly. And then high tides and flooding for the coast from Shark Bay down to Kalbarri. So let's have a look at the forecast wind and rain. It's now been downgraded from a 3 to a 2. You can see it quickly moving away from the west coast. By the middle of the night, conditions will have eased along the west coast of WA.
And Tom, as you mentioned, though, you are expecting to see those conditions easing. Is it still expected to be a cyclone by Monday morning?
Probably by sunrise Monday morning, probably not. So quickly weakening to a tropical low. Now here it's indicated it's a cyclone. I don't think it'll be a cyclone that far south. And that's why we don't have a cyclone warning for the southeast coast of WA. But we do have a severe weather warning for damaging winds and flash flooding, including Esperance and Kalgoorlie. So under this yellow zone, we will have severe weather on Monday morning, not a cyclone. By around lunchtime, WA time, the system will have moved off the south coast of WA.
All right, that's good to hear. Tom Saunders, thank you very much for the update.